Tales from the Treehouse.
Hello, I'm Ben from Treehouse Theatre. I'm going to tell you a story, an old story, a myth or legend. These stories have been with us for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. There are stories like them in every society and every ancient civilization that the world has ever seen. They often tell us things about how people understood the world or how it comes to be how it is. And even if the stories aren't true in a literal way, they always tell us something about what people are like or what life is for. So relax, shut your eyes, and enjoy the pictures of the story coming into your mind. Here we go. This is one of the oldest stories ever found written down. It's an ancient Egyptian legend that's 4,000 years old. It's called The Shipwrecked Sailor. Once, in the capital port of ancient Egypt, a ship pulled up, and a sailor jumped off board the ship and came to see his master in the port. "Ah, we're back," he said. "We've had quite a journey. We need to go and see His Majesty, the Pharaoh, and tell him everything we've got." "Oh," said the master, "I'm worried about that. The Pharaoh doesn't seem to be satisfied with anything I bring him recently." "Oh, don't say that," said the sailor. "There was a time when I returned from a journey and the Pharaoh was overjoyed. Do you want to hear about it?" "Oh, if you must. I'm not sure what difference it'll make, but go on then." "So when I was a younger man," said the sailor, "we were sailing across the great wide sea to the mines of the Pharaoh. We were on a great ship that had 150 of the best sailors in all of Egypt on board. They weren't scared of anything. They were so brave they had the hearts of lions. They laughed in the face of a storm. Well, they did. But one day, as we were nearing the mines, everyone could see a storm coming. The clouds were so dark it was like night time, and lightning flashed across the sky as if the gods were throwing curses to each other. When the storm reached the ship, it split it in two, and I just managed to grab hold of a plank of wood when the two pieces of the ship sank beneath the waves, and along with it all of those brave sailors who, when it came to that last moment, could do nothing. For 3 days I floated on the cold green sea before the waves washed me up onto the shore of an island. The water dumped me amongst some bushes by the beach, and when I woke up, I realized they were laden with grapes. There was a tree with figs on. There was other fruit around that I could eat as well. This was a place so easy to get food. I was able to catch fish and crabs and trap animals that I had everything I could ever want. This island was the perfect place to live. I realized I really should thank the gods for ending up in such a wonderful place, and so I built a pit and made a fire in it, and I burnt some of my food as an offering to the gods. Then suddenly there was a noise like thunder. I thought maybe there was another storm, or maybe a wave come from the sea. But the trees shook, and the earth moved, and I looked up and saw a serpent, but not a snake like you might see in the desert. This thing was the size of a temple building. Its golden beard was as long as a rowing boat. Its body was dark blue but shot through with gold. It coiled itself up in front of me, opened its mighty mouth, and said, "What has brought you here, little one? Speak up quickly, or I will make you vanish from the world so fast. Come on, tell me something that I've never heard before." But before I could answer, it picked me up in its mouth. I was inside its mouth. I could see its teeth and its forked tongue, and felt myself being carried inside its mouth to somewhere else. It didn't swallow me. It just kept me in there. And finally it opened its mouth again, and I was put down in front of it on the floor of a cave. "Well, I'm waiting for your story," said the mighty serpent. And I said, as quick as I could, I was bound for the mines of the Pharaoh with a great ship with 150 men who were the bravest sailors ever, and they weren't even scared of a storm, but then a storm came, and the storm shipwrecked us, and I grabbed hold of a plank and washed up here on the shore, and I was just quite happily living here until you came along."
"Well, now, you have done well, and told me the truth. Then I shall tell you something in return. I live on this island surrounded by 75 of my own family, my brothers and sisters, serpents like me. It is a happy place where we want for nothing. Only one have I ever lost, an orphan daughter who spent time with us, who perished into ashes when a star fell from the sky. But I tell you, sailor, that you will soon have the loved ones that you miss so much clutched to your very chest. You must keep one eye on the horizon, for I hereby prophesy a ship will come for you, and you will board that ship and return back to your home again, laden up with many precious things."
"Oh, thank you. You'll let me go free? You won't eat me or anything?"
"Why would I have need to eat you when I live in a place that is so perfect and has everything I could ever need? I only want to see you become more near in happiness to where I am."
I should thank you. By, when I get home, I'm going to get all the incense and all the fine things I can. I'm going to offer them to you as a new god. I'll do that."
"You don't need to do that. I am much richer in these things than you are. In fact, when I said that you would return on this ship with riches, I mean that is exactly the kind of thing I'll give to you. Take with you these things I have here in plenty: incense, fine things to burn, perfumes, sandalwood, and let them make you richer. When you come to see your Pharaoh, what will he make of you then?"
And so it was that I left the cave, went back to my camp, and spent a very happy few weeks there. And sure enough, at the end of that time, I kept my eye on the horizon. Eventually, one day, I saw the very point of a mast of a ship coming. It came all the way to the island, as if it knew where to find me. It was deserted, but I knew how to pilot it, and as I got on board, the serpent brought to me all the wonderful things he'd promised. We put them on board the ship, and I travelled back to Egypt. As soon as I arrived home, I took all the precious things to show the Pharaoh, and he was so happy to greet me that he gave me land and gave me people to be my servants. So, going to see the Pharaoh need not be a frightening experience, he concluded. Whatever you do have to bring to him, make sure it sounds in the way that you tell it, as if it will be just the kind of thing the Pharaoh will want, and hopefully he'll want it."
"Oh dear," said the master, "what good is this hope to me? Why offer a goose some water to drink at dawn when you're only going to slaughter him and eat him by the middle of the morning?"
And that's the end of my tale as I heard it said, and if there's a fib in it, I'm off home to bed. I hope you enjoyed our story today. If you want more, just subscribe to our YouTube channel or our blog. And if you'd like to draw or paint a picture to go with the story, we'd love to put it on the video or on the website. So please share it with us by taking a photo and sending it to treehousetheatre.com, or you can share it with us on our Facebook page. So until next time, cheerio!
Tales from the Treehouse.